Hey everyone, it's Cardboard Collector coming to you with another video. And this one we're going to be doing on the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Batman Beyond figure. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into them. As you can see, it's a great looking figure. It's a more take on the... I haven't kept up with the comic as much. I noticed the comic book look for the Batman Beyond. It's a far cry from the animated series look of the Batman. You can tell definitely by the eyes, all the red lines, the look of the belt and stuff is kind of similar, but not quite. Of course, you still have the two fins right here for like the Batman Beyond, and I mean it's a good looking figure. A lot of just red accents everywhere, but he looks really good. Definitely looks. You know, it's not my favorite look for Batman Beyond. I'm more of a classic version type of dude, but I mean, I dig this. I think it looks, for what it is, I think it looks really good, though. It's not something I couldn't get behind, and I've had a lot of fun photographing and posing this thing. So moving to articulation here. Standard Amazing Yamaguchi articulation, if you've ever owned any of the figures. Majority of them have the same articulation, and since I've made my first few Revoltech or Amazing Yamaguchi figures, Revoltech, Amazing, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. A lot of name there. I've actually been enjoying them more. Used to, I didn't like them as much because the joints and stuff are kind of just out there and stuff, and kind of hideous looking because, you see these big ball joints everywhere and stuff. But, man, you cannot deny the posability on these things. Like, these things were made to pose. And they're so easy. Like me, I don't consider myself a horrible pose person that can horrible poser by any means, but I'm also definitely not the best. But man, anybody can take this and look like the best. I swear to God, it's just so easy. But anyways, into articulation. His neck is on a ball joint here, and so is the head. So you can get a little bit. You can look up about that far. So when he's getting his flying on, he can look down about that far. He can side to side with both the neck and the head, so he can get a little like almost snake kind of pose there. Arms can 360 here at the ball joint. You do have a bicep articulation. You do have a killer, and this is one of the things I love about Revoltech, Amazing Yamaguchi, is their butterfly joint. It rocks in all the way here, and it rocks out all the way back there. I mean, this thing is massive, so it really allows you to get in there and just cross arm pose. I used to praise Mayfex for cross arm posing, but I mean, this dude can about hug himself. You know what I mean? Like, and it's this kind of articulation is killer when it comes to stuff like Spider-Man. But which I got that coming up too, so you'll be able to kind of see some of it. But you can really, because you can get down there and have them posed up, all crunched up. Like, well, let me just get into articulation. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm getting a little excited. Sorry about this, guys. I'm getting a little excited here. Just a tad excited. But anyways, so the butterfly joint there. You do have a double joint elbow here. Bends pretty far. You do have the rotation here at there also, since it's on like this ball joint. You do have rotation at both areas to be able to move it. You have ball joint at the wrist and rotation. You can hinge the wrist. Ab crunch, do you have ab crunch? Goes down about that far, goes back about that far, and it'll cover the emblem here. But I haven't noticed any kind of paint scratching or anything yet, so that's good. But if you lean it too bit far and you do try to come down, it will get hung right here. So just be careful. Make sure you kind of push this, because this part is loose, because it's just kind of like a mid torso thing to cover some of the joints. Make sure you kind of push it back in order to bend him back down. Because you don't want to, you could chip the paint, you could chip some of that stuff potentially if you don't move it just right. You have waist articulation down here. You can turn it 360, you can side to side, and it can also get for a deeper crunch. And this thing, now if you push back too far, it could pop out of joint, so be careful with that too. Coming down to the leg here, you can get up about that far. You can get back about that far. You have an upper thigh cut here. Double jointed knees, great knee articulation. That's what I'm saying. That you can really get in there with some of that. You have a boot articulation, so it can 360, and it has like this hinge ability, which like all the Revoltech stuff, Amazing Yamaguchi stuff does. Tripped me out the first time I started messing with some of these figures with that, and I was like, but it really does help with the posing. Come down here, foot can go up that far, go down that far. It's just because it's being blocked by these little spots right here. You got toe articulation, and then you can hinge that bad boy side to side. So, I mean, like I said, when it comes to articulation, these things are hard. You know, Revoltech's hard to beat, or Amazing Yamaguchi, Revoltech, whatever. They're hard to beat. They really are. All right, so moving into accessories, it comes with, you know, pretty good amount of accessories here. First off, you get, you know, like you do a lot of different with a lot of the Revoltech stuff. You get the stand pieces here, and the little plug-in to go there, and then you have another little plug-in for the piece, and then you get the, well, if I can get it up. I have a tweezers in my hand because there's some small pieces here I was going to show, but you have the standard base, but I don't really mess with these much. I have my own things I like to use, but then let's see, got the head sculpt here. This is a Gurr face, looks pretty good. And then we have all the sets of hands here. You got your flight hands. You have your like open palm splayed hands here. You got hands with claws on them here for claw hands, like a Black Panther looking claws. I think in the comic book he had, I mean, in the anime he kind of had claws, but not, I mean, a little bit. But these are kind of more accentuated, or showing they're a little bit more put out there with the silver kind of like talon claws at the end of it, fingernails. So they're a little bit more hardcore looking. And then down here you have like what looks like it would be a gun trigger finger hand, like a hand for holding the gun, but that's for holding your batarangs. So that's it for the hands. Then, like I said, batarangs. You get 2 batarangs here, and they look really good. I really like the look of these. And then, of course, can't have Batman Beyond without his wings. I wish the coloring was more of that shade of red to kind of. I understand why they did it, to kind of offset it a little bit, to stand out a little more. But I kind of wish they were that same color. But you plug them into the back of the figure, and then they got a ball joint here, and it moves around everywhere which way you want. It's just like a wrist ball joint almost. And then they have articulation here at the wings, so you can't bend them back, but you can bend them in. So really good there. And then we have some articulated. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera there. Has a more articulated kind of jet thrust look. Jet thrust looking effect parts here for his feet. And they have articulation also, a little ball joint kind of thing there. Kind of like a wrist peg too. And then you come with an extra, speaking of wrist pegs, you come with an extra wrist peg here. And it comes with another little extra peg for those little for the effect parts right there for the boosters for the flame effect. So that's all the accessories. So quite a few good accessories here. So moving on to comparison, it's time for comparison. So I think the first comparison's got to be with another Batman Beyond. I used to own the Mattel ones, but I cannot find them. I don't know what I've done with them. So the only other Batman Beyond comparison I have, I mean, there's been a couple of different versions of him. And I also used to have the one McFarlane, the gold label they put out. There was just a reissue of one of the old DC kind of direct figures. I can't remember I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what it was, but it was just kind of a remake of them in that kind of 5-inch scale type look. And the leg snapped off. Like at the knee, the joint was so thin with it, and I wasn't even really handling it hard, but all I was doing was just bending the knee into a natural position, and it snapped. So that kind of sucked. But the only other Batman Beyond I have is, of course, me, big Mezco person. I have the Mezco Batman Beyond figure. Now, like I said, I much prefer the standard anime look of this one versus this kind of. I mean, this is way more futuristic looking, high tech. I mean, I can dig it, but I don't know. I was a kid, you know, back when this came out. I was probably about 8 or 9, or man, I may have been younger than that actually. So this is my Batman Beyond. You know, this is the look that I was grown up with and I'm accustomed to. And like I said, I haven't really read the comics as much, so I don't know. I don't like the white of the belt here. I think I like the more grayish look of that belt, because I don't like that bright white coming off an all black and red figure. It's not for me as far as that goes. But still a solid figure. No, I'm not trying to put it down or anything. Another Bat family comparison here. Let's bring in the Mafex Hush Batman, black and gray version here. So you can kind of see what he would look like with the old man Bruce Wayne here, with Batman. So let's move these to the side. Next, let's put him up here with another kind of amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech figure. See how they kind of stack up here. I mean, it's you know, not a, it's a third party. It's not really a knockoff anymore because they're so popular. Third party. Here is the black suited Mess Toys black suited neighbor. And I love this figure. God, I love this figure. I think this is what really got my love of Revoltech stuff in, because this Spider-Man figure is so great. I love this thing. I pose this thing all the time, and I have so much fun with it. So it made me really want to jump in further, you know, get some of the Flash ones, Reverse Flash, and then of course when I seen Batman Beyond, I had to pick that up. So, you know, this review probably wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for him. I'll be completely honest with you. Another figure kind of along the lines, but here is a 2099 Mafex Mafex 2099 Spider-Man. Both futuristic heroes here, so you know, I thought that was another kind of cool little you know, nod to them. I've always wanted to see what would happen if these two fought each other. And I'm not sure who would win. I feel like Batman Beyond would win, but Miguel's nothing to sneer at for sure. I mean, it's your world, and being that it's your world, you can put any figure in. So let's do two more comparisons here, just the last comparisons. Here's a 1,000 Toys Dante, and then here is a Mythic Legions Knight. I don't know what this is actually called. This is the first and only Mythic, well, not only Mythic Legions own, but one of the first Mythic Legions I ever bought. Or was the first Mythic Legions I bought. So you can see those comparison there. I was going to put my little miniature me in as a comparison, but I left him in the other room. So, oh well. So anyways, that's been the review on this guy. I will say I like him. I don't think he's a bad figure. Like I said, I've grown to like the Revoltech stuff a bit more, the Amazing Yamaguchi stuff a bit more. Posing is so much fun with these guys. Like, just sitting there, like I said, these things are made for posing. And now there's some older ones that have some problems and stuff like that, but some of these newer ones, I haven't had a problem with most of these yet. So I'm really enjoying them, and this guy's no exception. I think this is a great, very fun figure. Anyway, so that's been the review. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you didn't, I hope you at least found it educational, informative. But if you did like the review, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers, and we are so close. I think the last time I checked, I was at 486. So we're like 14 away, man. We were getting so close. I'm trying to hit that goal. I was unable to post last week, and yeah, that's a lot of my problem. I feel like sometimes I'm not getting enough stuff out there, but I'm really trying. It's just, you know, sometimes, like, I had a lot of delay. Like, I had a delay in some of these figures. I didn't have him in time for the reviews, and a few more that I'm reviewing at the moment. So that's no excuse, but that's my excuse, unfortunately. Anyways, but if you did like it, like I said, please like the video, comment, subscribe. Just comment. Let me know if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel. Like I said, we're getting close to 500, and that's the goal. We're trying to get there, and then we'll be on to the next goal, hopefully. I also have social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and now I'm on TikTok. All my photos that I do, I post all my photos on all the social medias, but with TikTok, I've been making videos with my photos and stuff, and, you know, just doing kind of like just like, little just slideshows almost with all my photography stuff that I've been doing with them. Just, and there's a lot of ones that, ones I review, and then ones I don't review, that I have in my personal collection that I take a lot of pictures of that end up in there too. So, just give those a follow, and stuff like that, and so you can kind of keep up with everything I'm doing. Feel free to message me if you want to message me on Instagram, Facebook. I'll try to reach out to you the best I can when I have time. If you have any kind of questions or anything. And saying that, I hope that you're having a great day, great night. I hope that you're safe wherever you are, and I hope that your collecting will always be fruitful. Later, guys.